Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to this live stream. I haven't done a stream in a little while. I tried recording the topic for this video just as a video on its own, but I really found it hard to kind of talk about it because with these kinds of topics, talking about albums and my feelings and opinions on albums, I really like to have someone to talk to and like a back and forth kind of conversation. So I thought this might be a bit more interesting. And since I am Neve the Prog Nerd after all, this is an album that's been put into our kind of community. I thought this is the perfect opportunity to talk about it because you guys might share my opinions, you might not. And before I get started, if you have a different opinion to mine, that is totally cool. Obviously, if everyone in the world had the exact same opinions on music, life would be quite boring because you wouldn't be able to have that kind of debatey discussion. And I have it a lot with my family, with my boyfriend, with my friends, and it's a really fun kind of thing to talk about, especially when it comes to music that you like and dislike. It's just a fun little bonding activity, I guess. I've bonded with people over music that I like. I've also bonded with people over music I don't like, and I've also got into arguments with people who don't like what I like and like what I don't like. So I know I'm waffling on a bit and I'm kind of going off, and I'm so sorry the stream had to be at almost 12:30 UK time. I don't know what time that is wherever you're local to. I think in the States it's probably very late at night or maybe really early in the morning. I do not know. But yeah, I think we can get on with the video. I will upload this stream later for those who are missing out. But I kind of woke up early and I was like, I need to make this video because this release came out yesterday, and I think that I thought I had to make this stream today just so that the points I'm going to make in the video don't go away and I don't forget about things and I don't forget what I want to say and etc. etc. Okay, so as we all know, our best friend Roger Waters released a reimagined version of the absolute classic album Dark Side of the Moon, which I assume is because it was released 50 years ago this year. I have a lot of thoughts and opinions about this, mainly because I'm such a huge Pink Floyd fan. They are one of my favorite bands, even to this day. I know I'm more into my metal stuff at the moment, but Pink Floyd have always been a band that I've come back to constantly. I'm always listening to them. So this kind of reimagined album, it's like a big deal, I guess, for me, because it's like this is an album that I kind of grew up with, and it's been redone. To cut things short and simple, I didn't like it. Unfortunately, it was not to my taste. It might have been to yours. But to me personally, I really struggled to enjoy it. There is only so much that one person can take of a man whose vocal style works within his own solo stuff, but when it comes to something that's already been done and something that's been perfected already, it just gets completely destroyed, and the life was completely sucked out of this new reimagined version. It was disappointing. I remember when now correct me if I'm wrong, it was either Time or Money was the one that came out first, like a few months back. I remember hearing it and I was like, sorry, what is this? What's going on? Why? Now look, I really respect him as a person because he made just basically my words, I can't get them out. He was the main songwriter on my favorite album of all time, which is Animals by Pink Floyd. So I really respect the guy, but this album was bad. This was not a good record at all. And there's only so much I can take of the same monotone singing, if you will, for like over 40 minutes of just that, it's just too much and it's very boring. You know, I got bored of listening to it. And it was so sad because I love the original album. Um, Everything I loved about Dark Side of the Moon was completely washed away with this new version. Everything, I think most people can agree with this, everything that everyone loved was just kind of blown away and instead replaced with a lot of self indulgence and egotistical ideologies and themes. I mean, even just the instrumentation was weak. I mean, the production was good, but the actual playing and the vocals, they all just sounded so like they were lacking something. They weren't full of life like the original. They weren't kind of bright. They were just, now I love a dark sound, but in this case, and obviously with the theme of the album, the original album, I see what he was going for, but it was executed so poorly. And it's so upsetting to say that because, as I said, I really do like his solo stuff. I like when he does that in the songs he's written, just as I said, for his solo stuff. I mean, when I saw him live a few months back, I thought that was really, really good. But I just couldn't sit and listen to it. I mean, I think there was one point where I was just contemplating just turning it off and just moving on with my day. That's how kind of boring it was. I'm sorry to say. It was, and obviously I'm going to say this. The Great Gig in the Sky, probably one of the best tracks on that album for me personally. Why did they do that to that track? Why was it just him talking the whole time? Can we not remember what the original was? I mean, obviously you guys will, but the soul of the album, everything was just blown away, sucked out. The life was sucked out of it, and it made for just a very, very boring album. They turned basically a masterpiece into a snooze fest, which, that's such a funny insult to me as well, snooze fest. But it's the only way I can kind of describe it. It was just, I was bored. Now there are 17 people here. I know if I did this a little bit later, there'd be a few more people, but I would love, love, love to know your guys' thoughts. And obviously, there's going to be a few of you guys out there that might have really liked this kind of new version. But let's keep it civil in the comments. Obviously, everyone's going to have different opinions. I didn't like it. You're not going to change my opinion. I'll probably listen to it again at some point and see what happens. But there is no way that I'm going to go out and buy this on vinyl or CD or anything. Like, I'm not going to give it money. I mean, I already have by listening to it on Spotify, but I'm not going to go out my way to buy it just because it's not worth my coins. So I know I've kind of repeated myself a lot throughout this. But as I said, I would really love to know what you guys thought of this album and what could have been done better. I mean, maybe it just shouldn't have been done at all. Maybe the original version should have just been left alone. Maybe a nice little reissue, maybe a remix, that would have been cool. But a completely reimagined, and I know obviously with reimagined, it's a completely different approach to the way the songs were written, but it doesn't always mean it's good. I ordered it, so I haven't actually heard it. Yeah, so when I went online after I listened to it, I was reading through the comment sections on his posts and I was seeing a bunch of people in the community talking about it. The only things I heard were the complete opposite. Actually, a lot of people were agreeing with what I was thinking. It was just boring. It lacked emotion. It lacked soul, and it just lacked kind of the art. It was like staring at a blank wall and trying to find something good in it. It was just, and I really tried. I really, really tried, because I do like his solo stuff, as I said, and I like when it's used there. But in this case, I could not listen to it. I couldn't listen to it. It was upsetting. But as I said, don't let my opinion sway you. You need to listen to it for yourself. Obviously, don't. If like half the internet is going, this is a load of crap, but listen to it for yourself. Maybe you'll like it, and it's completely fine if you enjoyed it, because I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you enjoyed that load of what? Haha, funny. No, you can enjoy it, and that's fine. I envy the people who enjoyed it, because I really tried to enjoy it and I just didn't. Right from when the first single, can we call it a single? I guess single, the first track was re-released, I didn't like it. I remember I just kind of thought, no, just no. But yeah, I'm kind of bummed now. Lol. Yeah, I'm very sorry, but that's just how I feel, and it's a hot topic in this kind of community at the moment. So yeah, feel free to let me know your thoughts and opinions. Would love to hear them. I'm not going to bother arguing with people, though. I just cannot be bothered to do that, but I would love to hear some opinions. So I will see you guys in another video. Yeah.